Oh. All right. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you just caught that, but Ook has only had one smoke in 2 weeks. So watch out.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello, Errant. Check email if you. Oh, no, we haven't. I haven't anyway. Uh,
Yeah, I had a read.
oh, did
I
you?
think
Okay.
it's a pretty decent idea.
Oh, I'll go and have a read. I got it open here somewhere.
Yes, he wants to talk about the force doctrine concept that Andrew Wilson pushes, because of course Andrew
Oh,
Wilson pushes that.
wait. So it has nothing to do with the Mayo enlargement. I thought that was the email that he has sent. Okay. Must be a different person who sent
I
that.
don't know. I keep
Uh,
getting male reduction options, which just I don't know. Maybe that's me
well,
in
you know,
low
like.
speech area.
You signed up for the wrong newsletter.
Yeah,
Ah,
right.
Um, what was the joke Rodney Rude used to say? Oh yeah,
Wait, I still haven't seen that email. That's weird.
I just been to the doctors and I got circumcised. Does anyone need a fan belt? Uh,
When did that get sent out? Recently or?
hang on,
Huh.
I've got it.
Very soft thing. So it's kiwi.
Okay, it just got sent out. Apparently
Oh,
landed
okay.
in my
All right. Okay.
inbox.
Yeah,
And
sometimes it takes a while.
Crystal says that I'm very soft, and so is Kiwi.
Oh,
So,
it's all come up back again.
oh, it's
No,
all
it's
come
come
up.
up again. Sorry, it might be just me.
I have
Test.
no idea what that
Test it.
exchange meant.
No.
You suddenly, I could hear you again.
All right, no, we're back. Yeah, oak. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. You'll have to tell me
Okay.
about what this Andrew Wilson's thing's about because yeah, I didn't even know that Trump had blockaded Cuba. That's how far behind I am.
Oh, I'm really far behind then. But anyway, let's just you know we have Albania on as well. And so on the panel, we have our usual gang, and I think we have a relatively full house. We have John, Blarg,
Howdy.
Neil, and Ook. How is everyone?
Good.
Uh, so far, so good.
Nice.
I managed
And
to drive a car
chilly
for the
here in
first time in
Australia.
2 weeks.
How's how cold's it down your neck of the wood, Boo?
Um, 19, 7 last
Okay.
night.
See, us Queenslanders are a little bit soft when it comes to the cold. We're better with the heat than we are with the cold. So
Yeah, I've got my card. I've got my cardigan on and long sleeve shirt and
I'm
UGG
sitting on the
boots.
couch under a blankie because it's only 11 o'clock in the day, and I had a couple of dogs snuggled up as well because it's too cold for them as well.
I got tired of sharing my bed with a cat, so I bought it one of those little electric blankets, and it sits on a platform beside my bed with rugs and
It
stuff.
switches
And
on when it sits on it.
he just it he just sits on it, and it turns on, and it'll never go above a certain temperature. It's all pet safe. Best thing you can do for animals if you've got an old animal or if you don't like sharing your bed with a cat is buy them a pet electric blanket. Um, works really well. Yeah, I used when I was living in Brisbane and having to commute into well, I lived just outside of Brisbane and I had to commute right into the centre of Brisbane for my work with Telstra. Many the winter that I called in and said it's hasn't reached 1 degree out here, I'm not coming into work. I don't hop on the bike until it gets to 10. That was my rule. Riding, I tried it once. I had to drive around the car park waiting for the car park guy to come and catch me. My legs were frozen. My hands were frozen. I couldn't get them off the handlebars. So, no. Rule is I don't hop on the bike unless it's 10 degrees. I think I did a week. That was my excuse for not going into work. Gee, I used to like working government. Those were the days. They privatised it all, the telecommunications, and yeah, it went to shit. Anyway, I fucked it up again.
All
Sorry.
right. So before we get the email from, or I haven't seen it yet, but the topic, at least in the title of the live stream, is in regard to all the fake accounts in that we've been kind of getting a sort of plethora of. Okay, what's the oldest you can be to get a circumcision? I need to know the cutoff date. That's a good one.
That's really good.
Just read that one myself.
Because he has
I
this stuff.
happen to know, and don't ask me how, but some of the Kimberley Aborigines, they have their manhood ceremony. They break it up into 3 parts. So you
That
get
sounds painful to start with.
Yeah, but
Oh,
say,
yeah, I know.
you get your like
Ah,
the spiritual indoctrination, or you learn the dreaming, and then in a couple of years later you get your ritual scarification, and then you could be 17, 18 before you get circumcised.
with a sharp rock.
No, they use a razor blade now.
Use a sharp rock.
I still think, what's the glass? The volcanic glass, obsidian.
Oh, yeah.
Australia doesn't have much of that, but I think I'd rather be circumcised with the obsidian blade than a razor blade. But yeah, so I know some of the Aboriginal tribes, it can go as old as 18.
You have a bit of Chalcedony.
Some of the Papua New Guinea Highlands as young as 6. Yeah. All I can say is, if you're going to get circumcised, get it done as a baby, because that way you won't know about it.
Well,
Or
you
even
just
better
won't
still,
remember
don't.
it.
Yeah, won't remember it.
Uh,
All
it's
the
keep it
interesting
in
how
mind
many
next time,
coming
baby.
of age men rituals involve cutting our penises.
Yeah,
I was going to mention
it's a
prostitutes.
not all the
then, but,
time.
I thought,
Not all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of them.
The guys
you know,
with the elaborate penis sheaths. They also Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands things. It's the stretching of the foreskin.
oh wow.
How do you think they keep a 2-foot thing on their penis? You know, the sheaths come up to about here. Yeah, it's stretching of the foreskin.
The
Either
worst
way,
thing
it's
about circumcision is paying full price and still having to leave a tip.
sir,
What is one of the Jewish spiritual books, the recipe on how to eat the foreskin?
Who was just saying
Sure, I
Yeah.
But wait, Q, I thought there wasn't a link to get on the show.
Yeah, isn't it weird? And
I
so,
suddenly comes in.
one of the other topic is the whole fiasco with Florida running away on Wednesday. And what was funny is he said, "Oh, I did look for a link, and I have a screenshot of it." I mean, what does he mean? What is he trying to say? I thought maybe what he's saying is that he couldn't find the live chats. That that he came to the live stream, even though he said he wouldn't, and then in the live stream he couldn't figure out how to get on the live chats. So
Now,
all
was
these
this?
people that are in the live chats
Yeah.
right now, I have no idea how you found this.
Well,
There was no
see,
Well,
link
no
there, right?
live chats
I,
are a bit
I asked
funny.
Link's wife, and she was willing to help me.
My
I've heard
Kindle won't
she's
show
very
live chat.
helpful.
Yes, at times she
So
can be quite handy.
Oh, jeez. So the reason why in some of the comments I mentioned how he wants us to call his wife is because when I first got the phone call when he called me, he the caller ID showed some woman's name, so I had no idea it was him, and basically it's the phone was under his wife's name. So that's why it was showing up. At least that's what it was, 2 years ago. Maybe he did. Maybe now it shows up with a different caller ID. Maybe he got his permission from his wife
That's
to put his name on it.
I keep telling you, my working hypothesis seems to be more and more true every time he humiliates himself.
Yeah, I mean, like, as soon as you
I
get
know
on,
I know you don't like that theory, Q, and I'm sorry for.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, the thing is, like, in terms of the live chat, as soon as you get on the stream, you see the chat, the live chat. At least during when it's live. So I have no idea what he means, and just so that he can, he won't have an excuse. That's why during that stream, I put that banner, right? And if
Yep.
anyone's interested in coming on, here's the link. So, and by the way, this is the same link. The URL that was there last time, because that doesn't change until I change it. So, we can almost kind of keep this just as is. So anyone can just come on up. But Neo says my tablet won't show live chats on YouTube for some reason. My phone does. So maybe when he keeps on whining and saying, I am on my iPhone. Why doesn't anyone understand? Maybe on an iPhone it doesn't show up. I don't know.
Your computer was refusing to watch to show you.
But then
Crystal says something.
Yeah. What was that, huh?
You were having trouble accessing live chat the other day, but it was after it had been on.
Yeah. Some of the live chats on certain shows aren't coming up or showing up. Atheist Experience, I can't get anything to load on live chat there. They've seemed to have cut that out. And a couple of the other atheist creators.
Well, I mean, some people may not have it enabled on their streams. So, but on this one, it's definitely enabled.
right,
And
keep
does
in mind,
anyone have an? What's that?
I was gonna say, and keep in mind, all of these excuses are why he can't come back to a show he was already on.
That's right. So he had been on here before.
So all of
Does
these
anyone have an
excuses-
iPhone? Does anyone have an iPhone
No.
on here? Oh, it's interesting if all of us are Android
Blarg's
people.
got an iTablet or something, haven't you, Blarg?
Nope.
We're Android.
No, just a regular old.
Android.
Yeah.
But I gotta imagine, even on an iPhone, as long as the live chats are enabled, it would come up. But yeah, going back to what you're saying, John. Yeah, he's making like so many excuses. Like when he said that, I told you already, I'm not available on a weekend. Come on, dude. Wednesday is not a weekend.
Wednesdays are weekends now.
Yeah, apparently in Florida land. And by the way, I don't live in Chicago, despite him continuing to say I'm from Chicago. Uh, he is saying Chicago because he probably has that old number that I had used at the time, which was just kind of just a VoIP phone number, and that probably shows up as Chicago. So just imagine if any of us had called him on our regular phone number where he could look up our, real number, real names and stuff.
Right.
Just imagine the kind of, doxing that he's going to do, because he explicitly threatened to dox me. He said, "I know all your information, so I'm going to, you know, dox you or whatever." So why would anyone want to call him, at least with
Yeah,
their phone number?
which is exactly why I took the opportunity when I had a phone that it couldn't trace back to my name.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because you can't do that in Australia, but you can do that in New Zealand. So you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, he's just like so freaking dishonest.
Well, and that's because the last time that he was on here, he got humiliated. He got his feelings hurt because his impression of his manhood is wrapped up in his ability to dominate, and he failed at doing that. So he's been running ever since and trying this whole, you know, mock bravado to perpetuate a lie that he knows he can't back up. So it's he's just a sad, pathetic man, and I'm not. I mean this when I say I'm not convinced that there is a wife. I think this is just he's just
No,
making
he
people like.
is. No,
Oh,
no. I mean, he
oh, so
does
there is.
have wife and kids. So,
How do
so
we know
yeah.
that?
I mean, because I know his, I know his name. He,
Oh, okay.
I have his phone
Okay.
number, and I can look up his name. I can look up his address. Apparently, the address that shows up, he's saying he hasn't been there for a while, or whatever. I don't know, but it does show up with his wife's name, and he has kids and stuff. So,
So yeah, clearly you've put all of that information on the internet to dox everyone, because that's how that us people, we have no morals because
Yeah.
we don't have a moral giver. So yeah, that's what we
Okay.
do.
All right. So
That's
and by the way, I stand corrected on that fact. So you do know for a fact that he's got a wife and kids and all that. So okay, I was dumb and wrong on that. I have been corrected
I
because
just posted.
I was convinced that he was just making her up.
You might have to blow her up.
Yeah.
But I just posted the easiest way to report the fake
Yep.
and clone profiles there. I'll
well,
also.
that's a lot of steps.
It's the only way that it really works,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I don't know if it does anything. I did report that other one, the one that came up under my account name. I did report it, but
That's
I,
how I
I,
got
I'm yeah.
most of mine
Reports.
removed and some of Blarg's. But Blarg is still the champion for the number one fake clone profile person. Yeah.
So to answer Albania's question, how many times Link called me after the initial discussion? The thing is, like, he called me multiple times before the first debate. Even though all we needed was like just one call to have to discuss
Really?
the logistics. I mean, I think I mentioned to you, like, the first one, he talked for an hour because he was trying to litigate the discussion on the phone. He wanted to have this one-on-one discussion where he had to show that he's Mr. Bible and Mr. Creation, and how he knows way more than any scientist on evolution and whatever. So it was an hour, but then he called again, and I had to cut it down so that it doesn't go an hour, and then he called again. So this was even before, right? He somehow had to have multiple calls. Afterwards, I think because he was very upset at how the debate, and I'm not sure why he should really be upset, because I mean, for the most part, it was pretty
If your
straightforward. You
penis is
know,
an innie, you're allowed to be upset.
but yeah. So and also, like I said, it was a burner phone, so it wasn't like I was monitoring it or anything. So I'm not sure if he called me. I think he had texted me a few times and I didn't really engage. But just imagine if it was just my regular phone, how he might, if he doesn't dox me, he could just have been harassing me on the phone. So Flojo was exuding bratty younger brother energy. Oh, this is a good one. Show me a man who's anti-circumcision, and I'll show you a complete prick.
Oh no.
Nice.
What
Uh,
I've never been able to understand is all these men who, um, you know, they got circumcised as a baby, yet they had circumcision trauma. They actually have groups that they go and talk about the trauma of being circum. You know, I like my dick as well as much as the next man, but I'm not going to talk about the trauma of having the circumcised when I was probably couldn't even hold the nipple in my mouth. I probably had to have it hand fed to me.
Yeah,
well, I would imagine some of it is to
circumcision's
say to get rid of that,
it's a pretty
ritual or
serious
whatever
it,
practice.
it is a pretty serious procedure.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so rough. You can't walk for a year afterwards.
Da 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 da.
Hey,
my I don't know whether I've told the story before, but my aunt didn't teach her boys how to wash their dicks properly, and as a result, when they got to high school, they ended up having to be circumcised. They got infections and all sorts of shit. And honestly, yeah, it was that bad. They changed schools. You can imagine kids, they're just going to mercilessly take the piss out of someone.
So
And
what was that about the Force Doctrine?
yeah, yes, let's talk the false doctrine. You'll have to
Hey,
explain it.
look, I'll talk about circumcision for just as long as the next guy, or less.
I got about half an yeah. it
Actually, but I do want to go over a couple of the trolls that are,
Yeah.
or sorry, the fake accounts. So,
Oh yeah, we'll
I
do that first.
feel like this one, this Duncan atheist. I
uh
don't think it's
it's not
actually Darth
it's not
Dawkins
no, it's not Dawkins. I've got
because he is
all
kind of taking the piss, right?
I've got all of Darth's addresses, all that sort of stuff, and it's no. Um,
Yeah,
the
because if you look
original,
at the responses, he's basically saying stuff that Darth would say in the
yeah,
calls, like "quit dodging and answer the question." And what is the ultimate grounding of all facts? It's almost like this AI, Darth generator, Darth Dawkins generator. Don't overtalk me. Answer the question now. Yeah,
yeah,
all this stuff is just him, just kind of being, and also I think initially the profile photo before this Duncan atheist, it had the profile photo of, what probably is actually what he looks like that he accidentally turned on when he accidentally turned on his camera in one of the lives that he was on. So he wouldn't do that. I don't think the real
no,
Darth Dawkins would have done that.
and yeah, it's not a real Darth's one. He's haunting TikTok at the moment.
Oh.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
another
I feel
8 bot.
like he just kind of goes to places where he can get that attention,
Yeah.
because before it used to be a Clubhouse,
Yeah.
um, and then Clubhouse just kind of, I mean, I was on there for a little bit, and I actually talked to him, on Clubhouse, but then it just kind of went away. I think there was like some change on it that made it really difficult to have, kind of the kind of meetups that were happening before.
I
So
said
when
one
that went away,
sentence and got banned.
was that?
I said one sentence to him. The Australian science proves that the Australian Aborigines have been in Australia for 50,000 years. They didn't need Jesus to be moral. Or sorry, they didn't need the triune God to have morals. And you're banned. Fuck. All right. But yeah,
Yeah, funny
Yeah.
how
Sounds like
these
it.
people are so loud and obnoxious until you actually push back and then they run.
Then they deplatform you? Is that what you're saying?
yes, they took me off the platform. I
Yeah.
was very disappointed. Uh, did anyone? Sorry, I'm not derailing again. What is the force doctrine? I'm all
So,
a tingle.
well, apparently, it's the sort of idea that, hang on, it's the idea that rights stop existing the moment they can't be enforced, or that another way of sort of putting it is that laws, rights, and social structures are not inherent or natural, but fundamentally constructs that rely on the presence of physical force for their existence. It's basically it's an argument that if I've got power, I should be allowed to take what I want, and if you have less, that's your problem. So it's arseholery at its strongest, and it's great argument if you're a person who sits as a person within a majority, within the forceful majority. Too bad if you happen to be Andrew Wilson, the white American religious type, sitting there able to call upon that force. Too bad if he'd been born a black woman, for example. Yeah, so that's basically it. It's the most obnoxious shit you can imagine, and who would have thunk it that it come from that he'd be a big super keen on that.
And the thing is, like, at least within the U.S., the setup of the Congress with Senate and the House of Representatives was specifically so that you couldn't have large states just being able to get more power than the smaller states. So he would be for that, having not having like very populous states like California and New York being able to exert more influence. So when it goes for most of these guys, like Andrew, when it goes against them, they're against it. But when they're in a position of where they have the advantage, they're for it.
Yeah, that's
So,
exactly right.
so being a white, yeah,
It's the same thing that you got with the safe spaces. We want the ability to, we don't want censorship. We want open, First Amendment ability to say anything. But as soon as they get that, you go, well, we don't want the left saying anything. That's not right. Yeah, so it's the same bullshit. It's just basically rules for us.
Yeah,
No,
morals for thee, not for me.
yeah, exactly. So that's it. The moment Andrew Wilson is not in the power position, he would be pushing the opposite position. You can guarantee it to say it's unreasonable for the leftists to be telling you that you've got to pay taxes. Oh my God, that's but yeah, they've got all that. Once they're back in power again, they've got the power. So according to his argument, he should shut up and take it. You can guarantee he won't.
you would think that Hardy would show up since we're talking about Andrew, since he
Yeah.
seems to love Andrew so much. But like right now they are so much for unitary executive power, because they have a president in the office right now that's on their side. But as soon
But
as
he's
we
not.
get a
The problem is he's
democratic
not.
president, well,
Yeah.
but as soon as we get a democratic president, these guys are going to go completely on the other side, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be crying, "Oh no, you can't have the president have this much power. This isn't constitutional."
Yeah.
They're gonna completely turn around as soon as that happens.
Yeah. Absolutely. The idea that the next president, the next Democratic president, who goes along and says, "Well, I'm going to enrich myself by doing
Oh my
this or
God.
that or something," you
Yeah,
go, well, "Impeach, impeach,"
Yep.
yeah,
and that he should be charged, and you just go, "Well, you dickheads went along and made the president unable to be charged for anything,
yeah.
basically."
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they'll throw
you
out
made the
stare
bed.
decisis when it goes for them, but as soon as the Supreme Court changes and they turn over, conservative laws, they're gonna go, no, no, stare decisis, stare decisis.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hasn't he already blanket pardoned his family and everything? I don't know how pardons work in America.
Well, I
But
mean, Biden did it for his son,
yeah,
and I personally think that was right because you knew what was going to happen
yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as he's not in
But
power.
he didn't pardon himself, which was something that's interesting because the reality is the shit that Hunter was getting in trouble for would never have been charged under a normal circumstance. It just was so trivial and bullshit that nobody ever
Or it
charges it.
wouldn't have been prosecuted to the extent that
Yeah,
was happening.
yeah.
yeah. It's just nobody gives a crap about that limited sort of a situation. They only ever use it as an add-on charge for when there's other serious charges as well. You go, all right, well, we're going to throw the book. We'll throw that one in as well, but it's
Yes.
never it's
See what
never that
sticks.
one by itself. Yeah.
I what was I reading?
But
I
how much
occasionally
money is
do read political books, and I think that I read one a couple of years ago where it stated that the president of the United States has more power than Queen Elizabeth. Now, the royal,
that was
the King and Queen in the UK have some extraordinary powers, but nowhere near that. They've all been limited by Parliament, and the president of the US says, "Yeah, it's basically
It's based on George III's theoretical power,
yes."
is what it is.
That thing. I knew it was one of the Georges. I couldn't remember which one. Thank
I
you,
was
Nick.
going to say George Foreman, but I may have been wrong.
His grill worked.
Yeah, but that's only when you want to
Yeah,
grill the
I'd say.
president.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Everyone had the same
Uh,
idea.
Yeah.
Craig's comment, I find Hardy very frustrating at moments. Am I wrong to think that he is just low level being a troll when it comes to Andrew? I don't think he's trying to troll. I mean, I think it is probably in line with
I think he
probably
wants to
his
be an
views.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I was
I-
trying to work out if he had communication issues.
I mean, of course he has
Every
communication
Well,
single
issues.
strictly
time.
speaking, all of the trolls have communication issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does. And some of it is just kind of reasoning issues, right? Not being able to
Yeah.
reason well. And that was obvious
Any kind
from,
of
even
criticism
before.
is taken as a personal attack. It's unreal.
Or he doesn't understand what is being criticized. It doesn't get to him.
Yeah.
So. All right. The other troll
Back soon.
is.
Gotta get the cat.
Sorry. Okay. The other one, the fake account, is the one that tried to or was pretending to be me. The only thing is like, you can't even like get the profile picture right. I mean, it's not cropped like this, so it's like either very stupid, someone who just doesn't know how to do this, or they aren't even trying. I'm not sure. Um, I get a feeling they did like a screenshot of my profile photo rather than downloading it, and so this is how he had to crop it. Uh, but it makes it seem like it's. I think it's in response to the fake, uh, monkey profile.
Yeah.
The Damon
It's the
Kenny,
same
the
person,
one.
I reckon.
You think they're the same person?
It's got the same kind of style to it.
Was no, so I think this is where the difference is. So for this one, this Damon Kenny one, it's someone who is actually trying to make it sound. I mean, saying stuff that Monkey would actually say, right? Except it's just kind of taking it to a little
Worse.
bit of an absurd level, to make it a little more obvious how dumb he is and how racist and bigoted he is. When he does this, like this continuing to just call everyone pedo. It's kind of like the fake Darth Dawkins one. So it's very similar style where they're trying to kind of skewer the person that they are impersonating to by making them just a little bit worse. And in Monkey's case for this one, I think just only a little bit. I don't think it's actually very close, and I think that's why a lot of people are confused that they think that this is the same one, and I don't think it is. But this is very different from this one. These two, this challenger beliefs with the misspelling of the belief, where it's just like so obviously not. What is it? Oh, it's so obviously not him, or not, sorry, not as in, it's so obviously not me, like not even close to anything I would say. So it's not like taking things that I say and trying to make it sound absurd. So like just low level, right? Low level trolling. And that's where it's less effective. Whereas I feel like this one is effective just because you know, I haven't seen. Well, I guess this is not fair because I haven't like gone out and said, "Oh no, this is not me," because I don't have to. But Monkey it is saying that this isn't him. However, he doesn't say, "I would not say this."
Right.
He,
because he
yeah, he
has
did
said
say,
Yeah.
is saying things that he wishes that we, things that we wish that he would say.
No, it's definitely Monkey Boy.
yeah. One
He's
side,
he's super keen on trying to dox and yeah, so go along, create characters, and then go, oh, that's the person, and you go, yeah, good job, mate. Trying hard, but apparently I'm still living in it, even though I've been barely around for the last couple of weeks. I'm living rent free in his head. So
he still mentions it.
yeah, I haven't been there, but he is still super 100% out to get me, and you're like,
I
sucker.
think that they think that the fake monkey account is you, that you are doing it. That's why I think they mention you in my fake account. Oh, let me show
Somebody,
this one. Oh,
what's
go
that?
ahead.
Treyu, who's basically one of APOT's.
Yep,
He
I was
basically
just
said,
going to
"I
show that.
reckon it's." Oh, I shut my mouth then.
Yeah, yeah. So here I'll make it bigger. So in this one, he says the comment from the fake one is clearly not from Damon. It's someone trying to make Damon look like a racist bigot on an edge and making insults instead of engaging in good faith. Oh yeah, you're right. It also tries to make it look like he and Pyrochan are connected emotionally. The person is most likely one of the regulars. There's also frequent mention Challenger Beliefs live stream, so it is somehow from that group. My first guess was Flarg, because he's not he hasn't posted here on his regular account. Yeah, so I think some people think it's you, Flarg, but all the posts today don't align with the Australian time zone. I'm not sure if that's true. So my new guess is that it's the main guy, Challenger Belief, the one that Pirate Chan and Damon call Squinty. Anyone else have a guess? I actually haven't. Oh, and how would you know that Pirate and Damon are not emotionally connected? They're probably not, and they're probably not like actually physically connecting. Yeah, and so the fake one comes and says you're pedo. Uh, I reckon it's Apot the lame pirate trying to make Milo Dance Monkey look like he didn't claim children. By the way, so this is I think also a fake account, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's like
Yes.
I don't think it's APOT, right? Just because of the comments that are being made through here,
It
it's
is one of
someone
one of
pretending.
APOT's accounts. It is one of the
Yeah,
ones
Yeah.
he said because
But he
he said
tries
he
to
stole
keep
the
it.
name from the that film. What's the film
He
called?
tries to keep it
oh, what is it from?
slightly
Neverending
less
Story.
nasty.
Different story, yeah.
Yeah,
Hang on.
And
Back in a second.
on the
yeah.
original Prophet
So
Fierce account, he said that. So it's like, okay.
yeah, but it's not like the APOT, the real APOT. Even it may be that he was able to get the account name. So if APOT isn't like if he deleted the original one with HIU20, he
Well,
can you
that's
could just
possible.
like
Yeah.
re-add it.
No, that
Uh,
is.
but it is someone who knows that history, to be able to do, use this with the profile photo and the handle. So, or he actually had a change of heart. Maybe he had like some kind of like accident where he lost all his memory, and then but he logged into his computer and this account was there.
What would be the opposite of a come to Jesus moment?
Yeah. So, but it's interesting. What? Yeah. I'm not sure what the intent of this is, but the comment is interesting. That it is. It. Someone outside of our group would kind of think through this and say, it could be Blarick or it could be it could be me. So it's someone that's actually thinking. But yeah, it's not APOT. I know like Tuna has thought it was APOT. So Tuna says the Atrio account is the same one that I am subscribed to. It is Nate. Um, turn around and look at what you see.
Keep my head down, thank you.
I must have missed something.
It's got
Oh,
to the point now where
It's lyrics from the song.
yeah, the
yeah.
the way I keep who's real and who's not is I subscribe to the real people. I subscribe to their profile because the person who did your fake one, Huey, almost got it perfectly right, but they couldn't get they cut off the right hand side of your photo of your avatar a little bit, so you can just tell it's not the right one. And I don't know what they get out of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
do.
think the fake monkey account is skewering monkey.
Yeah, he's trying to get all of it. The way it writes, I think it's someone trying to get all Dana Canny things removed because they do look at all the profiles around it.
Yeah. That would
Well,
work,
they
though, would it?
used to.
Wouldn't they, have a look at who, the email account that it's connected to, and see no connection between them they should be able to have a look at some of that info because remember, YouTube and Google, they're the
Can
same.
do it.
They'll have IP tools.
Yeah, that as well. To see whether they ever come in off the same IP.
Yeah, with the
Right.
email, you can create uh, channels with multiple different email accounts. So, like this main channel that I'm using, I'm not using my regular email address. So,
More should you?
least,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
a lot of the email accounts have references to other email accounts as how you set them up. So
Yeah.
Google might be able to look at that email account and who it's what email account it's connected to, and then trace all of the accounts from that, depending upon whether they're using Gmail, for example.
Well, if it was like actually worth it, right? If they're tracing down some serious crime or whatever, but for stuff like this, where this must be happening like everywhere, so I don't think they're gonna care and spend in any engineer's time to try to do this kind of data lookup. So APOD
I
has
think
a creepy obsession with the boy character from the movie Neverending Story, who is called H-Ryu in the
Yeah.
movie.
I think he
That's
just
where
likes
it
some
cropped
white
up as
fluffy dragon.
Atreyu was APOT.
Yeah.
I admit the new Atreyu could be a completely different person using the same name that APOT has
Yeah,
used.
it seems very different, and so. But Tuna did say he has subscribed to HRU, so that HRU account. So there's some connection.
But
Zarshin's got
YouTube,
a few of them as well. He's got a few subscriptions that he uses to check people.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Ook.
yeah, YouTube aren't enforcing their own rules at all. All you can do
Yeah,
is
again, not for this kind of like trivial little feuds on the internet, by people with like tiny accounts.
yeah, that what was it? I think it just before Matt left AXP, there were, I think, over 40 fake profiles of Matt kicking around YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and yeah, but it's
What is this? Is this you, Blurg?
it's not me. I haven't learned how to do that yet.
Who
Oops,
is
sorry,
this
I was
coming
muted.
from?
Oh, yes, it's
Oh,
me.
okay.
Okay. I thought it might get it out of everybody's head, but
Yeah. Go ahead.
all right. Hang on. Oi. Get over here. We'll make it full size.
George Foreman Grill. George Foreman Grill. If you won't cook my dinner, George Foreman will. I've got a George Foreman Grill. I've got a George Foreman Grill. If you won't cook my dinner, George Foreman will. He was a master of masters in the sweetest science. To you, he's just a name on a kitchen appliance. How can you be so stupid? How can you be so dumb not to know that George Foreman was as mean as they come? He went 8 rounds in Kinshasa with Muhammad Ali. He didn't float like a butterfly or sting like a bee. He just lay on that canvas all quiet and still. But he was dreaming up the plans for a cheap sandwich grill. I've got a George Foreman grill, a George Foreman grill. If you won't cook my dinner,
You're gonna gonna get me
Everybody!
demonetized.
Oh, he
My
Isn't it?
channel's gonna get demonetized. What are you doing? Now I'm not gonna get
Uh,
my weekly or monthly payout from YouTube.
yeah, it's
that,
quality. That's um, he's there was some suggestion that Rich Hall might have been the inspiration for the character of Moe in The Simpsons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because apparently he
yeah, I
knows
can see it.
the creators, and he really does look like him.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
he's an
got a bit of that
American guy,
sound
but
as well.
he American guy, but he mostly I think does his comedy in Australia and England. His comic style is one that really works for the Australian English comic scene more than the
Yes.
American.
He's
So
got a good dry wit, a good sarcasm going on.
yeah, because what we tend to notice the difference between American comedians and sort of English Australian comedians is that Americans are quite often critical of other people. You know, like my wife did this, and my stupid wife did this, and my stupid brother did that, and this it's that sort of humor. It doesn't go down well. Whereas in Australia and England, you get a lot of this self-deprecating humor.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, where your wife comes into it, but she's the sanity, and you're the insane person in the stories. So yeah, he fits better into that world. But yeah, he's great.
Oh, one thing to add on the last week's topic, which again, sorry I missed, um, the HP clause, the people who booed during the Anzac dawn services were all members of a neo-Nazi group. That's been labelled criminal, and they also got fined. None of them got jail terms or anything, but they did get fined. And the government's finally decided to grow some balls and ban a group that I think collectively everyone can say, yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to exist. Um, so that was some good news there. Bad news, a guy, a rural area, guy breaks into a house, stabs the guy's missus. He's about 79, I think he is, blood, something like that. Stabbed his missus, stabbed him, and so the guy managed to shoot the intruder in the gut. Everyone is still alive, but it's going to be interesting to see how the legal people take it, because in Australia there is no stand your ground, no castle. Yeah, even if well, you've been stabbed and you shoot someone in as a form of defence, he's probably going to get charged with grievous bodily harm without intent or something. He's going to end up with a charge of some sort, and I just think that's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old can you remember, Blarg, how old he was?
I don't know the story particularly at all.
Yeah. So I think his wife was 79. He might be just 80 or something. But yeah, Australia really does need some form of protection. I don't want people carrying guns. Firearms are not the answer, but tasers are not the answer. But maybe pepper spray.
We
Yeah.
had, it reminds me of a famous case we had of a farmer who got burgled and he shot the burglar and the burglar died and he got brought up on murder and he just ended up getting acquitted because everyone's like going, well, he was clearly defending his property. He'd been threatened by the burglar, which came up in court that basically the burglar he was armed with several knives and come at him and ended up getting thrown out. And there's this whole thing about, well, what counts as reasonable self-defense?
Well, if you're being threatened, yeah,
If you've been
you got a
stabbed, I
self-defense.
think
But
if you've been
shooting
It
stabbed,
someone,
basically came down to the fact that he was, in order to not be physically assaulted, he defended himself with what he had to hand, which was his, shotgun.
shotgun. Every British farmhouse
And
has a double-barrel shotgun.
but the
Side by
problem
side.
was that basically he shot him twice. Once when he came towards him, and then the second time was when the burglar was running away. And
I
it was
bet
the running
adrenaline
away
does.
bit that got him arrested
yeah, that
for
one might
murder.
get you into some trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that
he
first
got
shot when he
acquitted
was
in
coming
the end,
towards.
but it was, yeah.
But it's
It did bring up a whole thing about what is reasonable defense, and it's like going, well,
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you're in a
that's why
situation
it's
where
left to the
shooting,
jury.
yeah, I feel like when you're in a situation where you're shooting another person, uh, you may not be thinking about, oh, he's running away, so I shouldn't shoot him. You may just like,
doesn't
because
cost
you
you
may be
life.
like, that person might come back. I don't know whether he was actually shot or whatever. So,
But
Yeah, the first shot was perfectly reasonable. The second shot, in my view, wasn't. But
but
Yeah,
adrenaline does
agreed.
strange
you're not
things.
thinking straight. You've just been attacked by
yeah,
somebody.
Yeah.
yep.
You're gonna do whatever you can to basically stop them and get rid of
I
them.
mean,
Doesn't matter if they're coming towards you or running away, because you don't know that they're gonna come back or not. It's just
Yeah, that's the argument that you could definitely make is that yeah, you're not certain whether he's going to come back around and have another go at you. But
I mean,
yeah.
I do have a problem with the idea, and I got into this with a cousin of mine a while back. The idea that you should have a gun to defend your property, and you just go,
no.
shit, like it's steal your property. Nobody should die over a
Brutality.
TV. Yeah, it's bullshit. You can replace all of that. You can't replace the person, and you should have insurance that covers all of that. Like honestly, let them
The,
take it. You'll get a new TV for fuck's sake.
the rule that not rule the agreement I have I'm asleep upstairs or whatever, and Crystal hears someone trying to come in. It's straight upstairs, wake me up, and I'm gonna keep the high ground. I've got enough weaponry to deter most people from even trying to come up the stairs. And that's just the blunt edge weapons. I don't need to go into anything else. But yeah, fuck it. To grab the cat, run upstairs, wake me, and yeah, all bets are off. Once they can do what they want downstairs, but once they step on the stairs and come 3 stairs up, that's when they're going down hard. That's when they're going to most likely end up in emergency or in a coma, because you got to draw the line somewhere, and I draw it at 3 steps up the stair. Because yeah, but you don't. A gun is not a defensive weapon. It can't be a defensive weapon. It's only for
No,
offense.
Well, I mean,
it's
it could be a deterrent, right?
It's a deterrent, but
Which is
yeah.
what the gun rights people are saying.
Yeah.
Why you can't get rid of guns, because
Yeah.
now you have a deterrent.
And I mean, I'm someone who is a bit of for an Australian, a bit of a firearms nut, or aficionado. But yeah, I don't want people. I don't want Australian homes with guns. I don't want them, especially being walked around. The Jewish Council of Australia have organised security for every synagogue, which I think is, yes, smart, very smart. The government has allowed them to wear. See, in Australia, you're not even allowed to wear a bulletproof vest. Civilians
What?
aren't allowed to
Why?
have, yeah,
Oh, you mean like civilians
yeah,
don't? Oh, yeah,
yeah. Civilians aren't allowed to wear them or own
yeah,
them. They've let the security people of the synagogues wear.
yeah. I mean,
Wear
I
them.
can see the rationale.
Yeah.
You know.
They've also allowed them tasers, touch tasers, not the shooty out, the wire
Yeah,
tie.
yeah.
But they keep pushing the Israeli, the Jewish Council keeps pushing to arm them. And no. The only security guards in Australia that get armed are armour guard, and they're the guys who do the money exchange. You know, like the armoured cars and whatnot. They're the only security in Australia that gets to carry a firearm. And a non-lethal deterrent, and I can only think of pepper spray. But I
my
believe,
personal preference is a locked door. Just
yeah,
leave it
Yeah.
at that. Like,
and a dog.
it's fine. Yeah, but just a locked door. Most people, they don't want to. Like, most criminals aren't there to harm a person. That, they're desperate people who are after something,
Yeah,
after some money of some sort. You just go,
probably
and they're
enough
mostly
money.
going to break into a house where the door is unlocked.
Yeah,
So lock the
but
door. They're going to go on to the next house where it's easier. If they do break in, then yeah, you get yourself a new TV. Shit happens.
the funny thing, since they started increasing tobacco tax, 40% more people, the number of smokers has risen. So, say a pack of 20 costs you $50 in Australia now, but the number of smokers have risen because the illegal tobacco trade in Australia now is 80%. It's reached 80%. Something like $9 billion in tax money is being lost if they have, yeah. It's people are stealing to pay for cigarettes. I mean, how fucking stupid. It's, yeah, crazy. I do think, off you go, Clark.
There was a question from Hardy there. Do you have any opinions on the Second Amendment?
Yeah, hold on. Just this response to Craig's comment. Forgive me, Fighter Five Sin. So, and also on that regards, comment to what Neil was talking about, removing how the sick knife might get banned now. The kind of people who would agree with that would definitely not agree when someone gets shot and someone proposes banning guns. Isn't it kind of interesting?
Yeah.
How some
There's always
people are
been an
just
exception for Sikh knives in this country
Mhm.
since
Yeah,
the
Australia as
70s,
well.
80s.
They're just
yeah,
required
because
to be blunt.
I thought it was
Yeah.
also one for the dirk in the sock.
Sorry?
The Scottish dirk.
Oh, yeah. No, if you're a official clan member,
Yeah.
So if you're not a clan
not
member,
that-
you can't have it.
not-
But
Say in the
Not,
States, it
not,
has a
not
very
that type, a
meaning.
different type of clan,
Yes.
by
Yes.
the
Yeah,
way.
We need to
Sorry,
be
yeah.
very clear about what we mean.
C clan, not OK clan. Sorry.
A skirt wearing clan.
Right, right.
That'll rile Craig up.
Oh, well, that's where they got. That's where that's where they got a lot of their imagery from. Was from the Highlands and
Yeah.
priesthood. But yeah, so they're considering banning them now.
And by the way, the Sikh
That's
religion in
one
general
person has
is
misused it,
actually
so.
one of the better ones, if any religion
Yes, I
can
don't-
be good.
some of the tenets of the Sikhism are really, really good. Like the one to do with feeding the homeless or feeding the
Yeah.
hungry is just one of the best. It's a far better charity than you see from basically any other religion that I'm aware of. You know,
They're
Sikh
still
kitchens-
slightly misogynistic and that
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
but
But
Sure, that's
Yeah.
going to be
Compared-
But yeah,
Yeah.
but that's because of the society, right? Not
Yeah.
necessarily the religion itself.
yeah,
compared to
It-
other
it's a
religions,
byproduct.
Farage don't,
Yeah,
people like Farage don't care. They're just gonna go, oh, it's a brown person, therefore,
yeah.
But I mean, give me a survival situation or end of the world or whatever, and I got to pick from some religious people. I'm picking the guy with the turban every time. And if there's a little guy with a curved knife, he's coming with me as well. I'll take a Sikh and the Gurkha.
Yeah.
Every
I mean,
time.
so just in general, they believe that there's one God. So
Yeah.
it's not like all the different gods are just one God. And it's not limited to some gender or ethnicity or anything. And they do believe in equality of all people. And like charity and service, all that stuff. I mean, it's just,
The largest
you
free
know.
kitchen in the world is run by Sikhs.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the largest pots you've ever seen stirred are stirred by
Yeah.
Sikhs almost always do. Those gargantuan. They look like an aquaculture pond being stirred with an oar.
Yeah.
The thing's that big. But yeah,
But I mean, with any religion, right, it can be subverted. So
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's going to be interesting over the next year to see how Australia handles self-defense cases, because just last night a guy got his, I can't remember whether it was his hand or his arm cut off in a home invasion. And the people had no links to crime or anything. They ran some sort of cash in hand business, and they had a lot of money in the safe. And yeah, they cut a guy's hand off, at least a hand, to get Dad to open the safe. There really is nothing for Australians to defend themselves with. I keep saying pepper spray, but that pepper spray that's like silly string, the spray string, that's been proven to be safer because it the blowback, it doesn't get in your eyes. It's more directional.
we've had I've had encounters with pepper spray, but it just happened to be that I was frying chilies, and not enough suction on the range hood. Yeah, we eventually got a range hood that blows everything outside because that's just nasty.
Blowing it straight back in your face.
Yeah. And yeah, Hardy, the entire Bible is horrendously misogynistic, no matter how you look at it. Um,
Well, again, it's a byproduct of the society, right?
it
It
is.
comes from
If the society was misogynistic, so of course
yeah.
the religion that
Well, so
came
I
out of
think
it.
the difference is it wasn't necessarily explicitly misogynistic in the modern sense, but it's just that women at the time basically didn't have any rights to begin with, right? They
No,
were
they were
just
chattel.
property. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
that's
just
right.
shadow. You're right, and so it's not explicitly being misogynistic, but just
Tom,
carrying on of treating women as property, like some people would say, children are property, and so you can
Yes.
do whatever you want with them, right? So
Yes,
it's
we
just,
we don't know who that would
Gross.
be.
and by the way, just going for the monkey thing, he doesn't deny that, right? Because we've seen him in his real accounts where he explicitly said that. And
Yes.
I think when he was actually arguing with you, Blarg, about I think rights of children, I can't remember what it was, or inalienable rights, where he claimed inalienable rights, and even that it was just kind of a mixed up argument that he had. But he came out right and said that children are property.
Yeah, you should be able to do whatever you want to them, according to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and then calls other people um, particularly egregious names, and you just go, well, you're arguing to let that be legal.
Well, I mean, to Steelman his position is it's not that, right? I think he's kind of taking a paternalistic view, or he probably from his whatever his sect he's from, Christian sect he's from, uh, but just the idea that the parents, right, basically own their children until they're emancipated. Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
it's like the same bullshit that he tries to say that, say that children have, rights from birth, or they intrinsic rights. The only rights humans have are the rights they give themselves. That's it. There's no higher power saying this, that, or the other. Every right that humanity has, they've given it to themselves. Some countries are more progressive than others. It's a
And that
it's a
basic
sort of
truth is what the
yeah,
force doctrine perverts.
yeah. It's a sly attempt at getting people to admit that there is a higher power, because every human should have this right. So that means you do believe in a higher. No, it's just that, yeah, and it's just a sly way of sneaking in a god,
Yeah.
sort of like the tag
Oh,
argument.
yeah.
I was just going to address the earlier question from Hardy about evolution and whether that makes ethnicity, some races better than others. That's a fundamental misunderstanding of how and what evolution is, because a human is no better than an amoeba, and is no better than, and an amoeba is no better than an amoeba is better than a dinosaur simply because the dinosaur became extinct and the amoeba is still with us. So it has no judgment call. It has no intent. There's no the only thing that's better as far as evolution is concerned is just simply that in a given context, so in a given environment and situation, a given set of traits are more advantageous than a different set. So, for example, if you wanted to say that, okay, you're going to try and argue that black people are less in some way than white people, stick a white person in a desert environment and watch how well they do, that's not going to work well. So you could make the argument the opposite direction to say, well, black people are better than white people because they can withstand the sun, but stick that same black person in Norway, and without modern medicine, and they're going to struggle to thrive because they don't have enough vitamin D in their life, and their offspring won't thrive. So it's not better is entirely due to
Subjective.
Well, I mean,
it's
I
due to
think
the
most
situation we're in.
creationists have a fundamental misunderstanding or lack of understanding
Yeah,
of
and
what
also,
evolution is.
and
No,
I mentioned
all
this in the
people are the
comment
same
section.
distance from apes.
And I mentioned this in the comments section. His comment or his question presupposes the exist or an objective existence to race, whereas
Yeah, and all races are
Well, so I mean,
essentially
ultimately there are genetic differences in a population, right? So you could take a
yeah,
subpopulation and say this has a different distribution of traits than this other set of population, because
right,
ultimately species is an artificial construct that scientists make. But
right,
in terms of evolution, the some of the misunderstanding that comes into this thinking that humans are more evolved or the whites are more evolved or whatever is they don't understand that every extant organism have the same amount of has gone through the same amount of evolution. You know, it's just that they
yeah,
took different paths. It's not like the apes stopped evolving at some point or an amoeba stopped evolving. That the population has gone through, this evolutionary path that we all ultimately, get to like a common ancestor. So if you start from the common ancestor, every organism that's alive right now have gone through the same amount of evolution.
yeah. It's exactly right. And in fact, you could go further to argue that we are all exactly the same organism, that first organism, because every organism that exists is just a cell multiplication of the original one that has accumulated changes along the way. So you can
Assuming there wasn't
trace.
any side ones that died out.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, the ones
yeah,
that died out, right? They didn't. They have a shorter length of
No, no,
evolution
I meant
than we
in
did.
terms of from the original abiogenesis, we can't say that one was the only result, that one organism was the only
yeah, you
result.
can't.
We can only say that we're all descended from one organism that survived.
Yeah, it is possible there are kind of different branches where a certain set of organisms might go to a common ancestor that might not be the same. I think that's what you're getting at, right?
Y-
Also,
Yeah,
the
but it's
multiple
basically
a
all of life that we know of descends from one organism.
Single first organism. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
then
it's
there's
just it's
Um.
just it might not have been the only organism around at the time.
Yeah.
there's
Is
a
the point I'm getting at? So,
hypothesis that's gaining ground is the multi abiogenesis. It didn't
mm.
happen just once. It happened.
Which to be honest, I would expect
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
but
degree.
in almost
Yeah,
certainly though the situation would be that whichever got the earlier start is more
yes,
effective at dominating the sort of landscape it's in than the one that came second. So I'd
which
assume that there would be
it
organisms sort of popping abiogenically into existence from time to time in places around the world.
it's why it's practically impossible for it to happen now because
Yeah, but they would pop
it's
into
surrounded by
existence and then
things that will eat it.
immediately get destroyed. Yeah, has
Yeah, yeah,
no chance
exactly,
whatsoever against. It's basically someone with a push cart up against a tank.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, the push cart can come along as often. You can reinvent the push cart as often as you like, but the tank is going to drive over it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we're
I
we're
thought you
not
were
all.
going to make a Polish joke then.
Yeah, when it comes to that equal question, though, Hardy, there's no real way to measure that equality. Again, it's all context dependent. So, as a person with white skin, I'm not equal in a desert, sunny condition than, for example, an Aboriginal person who has quite dark skin and will have accumulated some traits. If they come from desert groups, will have accumulated some traits that make them slightly better at living in that condition than I am. So it's always context dependent. Um, we've got stupid people. Are stupid people better or worse than smart people? And you go, well, the stupid people, I'd argue, breed more often, and the smart people, not so much. And you just go, well,
Yeah, I mean, there's actually
who's
case
better?
to be made that being too intelligent might be disadvantageous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but I think like the only way, like from an evolutionary point of view, in terms of better, is like if you have a population that is less diverse than another. So let's say that you had a population of 8 people where, like there's just one male lineage amongst all of them. And, there's like 4 females in there. You have like a very inbred population. So that population of human beings would actually be inferior and would be susceptible just to dying out through inbreeding, right? So you would say that you wouldn't ever want the human species to be at a point where it's just like 8 people, with very low diversity.
A
Here's
common
a
cold would kill the
Yeah, but you
human
get a
race.
storybook that says that that's what happened.
yeah, here's a fun little
It's also very
story about a
possible.
real world inbreeding problem. The Habsburgs
Yes.
Yeah.
dynasty.
Yeah.
By the end of the Habsburgs, the people there were more inbred than it's possible to achieve by having a brother and sister have children.
Yeah, but how
They were
else are you going to
more
get blue
inbred than
blood?
that. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, the
inbreeding you can get blue.
underbites,
That worked for
Yeah.
the blue fugies. Um, the
the
Tennessee,
blue
not
people of,
Tennessee,
yeah,
Kentucky, I think.
No, I think the blue bloods came from like some line of royalty where they were
Yeah,
so inbred that they had this trait where they had blue blood.
you
yeah.
only
Well,
have to
so did
look at,
Isn't that
so did those few those Kentuckians.
The Kentuckians, yeah.
yeah?
They had that
They were
problem
literally
where they
Where
what's
they
it
were
called,
marrying their sisters.
methemoglobinemia. They had a different type of
well, you get 10 points for that.
a different type of red blood cell. Oh well, the iron was in a different format and it didn't carry oxygen very well.
Yeah, maybe like they instead of using iron, they'd use a sulfur, not sulfur, a copper, and then you get blue blood, and
Yeah,
you
definitely
get to
get
call
blue blood
yourself
then.
a Vulcan.
Towards the latter of the Habsburgs, I mean, honestly, some of the overbite and underbite of some of them, especially the women, was, my
Fins.
God, how do you fit? It's like,
That's how you get a stiff upper lip.
yeah, you got no bottom one. It just automatically goes into the, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
European nobility is strange.
Again, Hardy, dogs and humans. You can't argue that dogs are not better than humans. It all comes down to context. It depends upon how you measure it. If you go along and put together a set of characteristics, you go, these are the important ones. You can make basically any organism on the planet be the better organism, depending upon how you choose your criteria. So,
Well, the tardigrades are, objectively the best species
well,
on Earth.
that may well be the truth. Yeah, they're the certainly the toughest.
Yeah,
We have
I mean
no
to
chance
to
of beating.
evolve to that point where you can actually survive in outer space.
In
Yeah,
outer
I mean that is
space.
some amazing mutant power right there.
I'd potentially argue that brine shrimp might be right up there as well.
Yeah, but can brine shrimp survive in outer space?
Probably. I'm
You
not
think
sure if
so?
they've ever tried it. Yeah,
You know what?
First that can do that.
brine shrimp can do things that no other organism on the planet can do. they can dry out to a point where the entire cell contents. So the brine shrimp egg is not actually an egg; it's a embryo. So there's a little tiny brine shrimp in there, and it can dry out to the point where
They're sea monkeys.
it's down less than 10%.
Yeah, sea monkeys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're less than 10% water in that cell, and the cell becomes glass. Essentially, it forms a type of glass, and they can come back from that. That's the standard arrangement for those eggs, and the adults are more capable of handling salt than any other organism on the planet. So
Otherwise, they wouldn't be called brine shrimps.
yeah, they can handle water that's so salty that nothing else can live in it.
Yeah. So it
So-
seems like they can survive within their cyst form
Yeah.
in or in vacuum of space, but yeah, they would never be able to like actually live there. But I think tardigrades can actually. Maybe they also have to be kind of in that dormant state. Yeah.
There are
they're
mosses that
probably,
can
yeah.
survive in space. There's
What?
one that was there's mosses that were strapped to the outside of
Oh,
the
mosses!
ISS.
I thought you
Yeah.
said mouses.
No, not mouses, moss, as in the little plant. Yeah, that survived
Okay.
full exposure to not only the vacuum of space but also UVC light exposure as well. And yes, the sporophyte component of that then contains the eggs when brought back after 3 months of exposure, brought back to Earth, 80% of the spores hatched. And you go, that is
Considering that a lot of people don't even think space is real, they're probably thinking that you're just saying nonsense.
yeah, just
Oh,
saying
but
words.
speaking
Yeah,
of
with space again, is it?
bug type things, you know how last week I brought you the animal news of Australia with the dog with 2 dicks.
All right.
This week's
A lot of the trolls actually are born with 2 dicks because they
Yeah.
couldn't be that stupid pulling on one.
there's I think it was in Sydney, a tip-off to the police, and they raided his house. He was breeding exotic cockroaches. He had an estimated street value, to posting them all over the world, of $200,000.
Wow.
He was like the hissing Madagascar cockroach, the other pretty ones, and he was breeding them all. And of course, that makes Australian Fish and Wildlife very, very nervous. But yeah, he'd been doing it
Yeah,
for
this is like in your response to Hardy, Neil. That exactly is the reason why I feel like Hardy, like he either doesn't understand anything that's being said, or he just refuses to listen, right? After kind of going through and explaining why our life is equally evolved, he says, "Well, humans are more evolved." It's like, come on,
Right.
dude, just. I mean, it just like went right over his head. He's like Drax the Destroyer. Nothing goes over his head because his reflexes are too fast.
There is a book called Evolution for Dummies. It's real. It's got nice pictures. It's very plain English. And Hardy,
Oh, I've seen that. That's
just
good.
read it.
It's
a good idea.
it
At the
basically
library.
explains everything really simply. It's really good.
Yeah, go to a library and just
Please do
get
that.
that and have a read.
Yeah, it'd be really good. And then let us know how you went with it. That would be great.
Yeah, that would actually
and-
be interesting if someone like Hardy gets that book
Yeah.
and reads it and actually like starts understanding a little bit of evolution. Then there's a little bit of hope.
Yes, 100%, Hardy. Yeah, go for it, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Look, I'm fine with
Yeah.
people asking questions.
I mean,
That's
to an
all
extent,
fine.
right? What Aaron said about jacking
Sometimes- Yeah.
off as in just asking questions, where it's just like disingenuous questions.
Yeah.
that really is. I mean, I think it is objectionable when people do that, where they go, "Well, I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying that gays should be thrown off of helicopters. I'm just asking questions." I
Yeah.
mean, that kind of like dishonesty. I mean, I'm not saying that Hardy's doing that right now,
Yeah.
but that type of asking question, it's just, it's not
Yeah, the
anyone actually
disingenuous.
it's not anyone actually looking for an answer, right?
We
Yeah,
all
no,
appreciate sincerity.
I give Hardy the benefit of the doubt, and
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Like I
more than
said,
more
I'm
than
not
happy to
necessarily.
hear.
That's not what
Yeah,
Hardy is saying.
yeah,
So
no, that's right. So yeah, please do that, Hardy, and demonstrate that that you are keen to actually learn and understand, and yeah, that would be brilliant.
yeah, like CP and who's the other guy? Richard Young, and of
Yeah,
course
they're not interested.
Link.
Yeah,
I mean, the kind of comments that they make about evolution says that they first of all have no understanding of what evolution is, not the basic understanding, and also they're not interested in actually learning.
no, because they just keep doing it over and over and over, no matter how many times they get an
Basically
answer.
dishonest.
Same thing. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
And you don't need to
They
lose.
they know what evolution is based on what
Yeah.
we've said, and they
You
just
don't need
go,
to lose your
I don't care.
religion over believing in evolution as a fact. You can just, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you don't
like they're
you
compatible.
don't yeah, you don't need to lose yourself. If you just had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one woman, would you capture it or just let it slip? Yo,
I mean, my palms are sweaty. My knees are weak
have you
there's
got some of
there's
your mum's
vomit on my
spaghetti?
sweater.
already. My mom did make spaghetti tonight, by the way.
Did she?
She really did.
Damn.
She
Do
really
you
did.
have it on your? Do you have it on your sweater?
Look, here's what's important.
Not Hardy.
You just better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better let it go.
You only get one shot.
Hey, Steve-O.
How you doing,
Hey,
guys?
Steve, how's it going?
Another day
Hey,
done work,
Steve.
feeling good. So how have things been over here? Anything spicy tonight, or just usual?
Yeah.
We made fun of Link for a while.
Yeah,
Oh, of course.
and then we learned about George Foreman's grill.
That's right.
Yeah,
That must be an interesting conversation there.
yeah. Have a
So,
little
The
read.
yeah, and the irony of Florida not showing up every week and not believing in evolution is that he's every week the missing link.
That's right.
There you go.
Thanks.
That worked. That's what you call the missing
It just
link.
goes on and on.
I mean, it's hilarious. He actually said, "I could not find a link." I mean, despite
Maybe
him just getting lambasted for not being able to find a link,
He
he
again
would just
admits.
we could call him Australopithecus florensis.
There you go.
Florensis. Yeah, Florida man.
Florida man, Florida man.
Oh, that's
Phone call
nice.
in my head. Damn it.
So beyond that, it's been a nice quiet week.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve? What you been up to, man?
Work, more work, and more work. Trying to
Yeah.
keep money in my pockets because we've been trying to fix the house up a little bit.
Gotcha. You know what the reward for lots of hard work is? More
Yeah,
hard
More
work.
work.
Yeah, true.
More hard work.
Yeah, but it's just been hard financially because the roof of our trailer home is a couple leaks spring in it. It's damaged some of the support beams on the inside, so we got a guy working on it, but it's going to cost us some money on it.
it's,
Yeah.
I will admit, I look at US building practices and I sort of cringe a lot. It's just not what I'm used to. the way we build houses here. And one thing I find quite strange is the American building industry or housing industry is not allowed to use Australian wood, eucalypt or anything like that. You know, the good hardwood that we grow in Australia, and that burns California down every second year, or the eucalypts. They're not allowed to use it when it's bloody fantastic stuff. You get a bit of old 50-year-old eucalypt, you're not driving a nail into it. You got to use a hammer drill.
Wow.
And then put a nail in it. They're also pretty resistant to termites, but they're not allowed to use Australian hardwood in framing. It's sort of weird.
Yeah. If we had that kind of wood, we could use that around here because we got termites out the ass around here.
Yeah, and it's especially the Australian termites are made to have adapted to eat it. Foreign termites, no. That's why a lot of the colonial houses in South Africa and I'm gonna whatever Rhodesia is called now. Sorry,
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, thank you, Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
A lot of the old colonial homes are made from acacia and eucalypts.
By the way, we call it undocumented termites. We don't call it
right.
termites.
Yes. Yes.
Don't let the trogs hear that one. They'll probably use that to no end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hardy Craig's sentiment there is it is true. Evolution is not going to remove your faith in God or whatever.
It doesn't have to.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It might put a bloody a knife in the heart of your faith, though, if you've been raised to believe in the Garden of Eden. You might.
Yeah, if you have a literal
hurt.
view, right?
If
If you have a literal view of the Bible, then there are a lot of
That might
things
hurt.
that are going to be threatening to you. You know, just having
Read Genesis
women
2
having
after
rights
reading
might be
Genesis
threatening
1.
to you.
But I mean, it just means that you'll learn something, understand something better. I mean, all of medicine relies on evolution. The pharmaceutical evolution, even oil exploration, evolution.
Washing powder these days.
Yeah.
is evolution.
Yeah,
They evolved.
I mean, using
they evolved the
evolution.
enzymes.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of people when they say using evolution, they think that there's some kind of principle of evolution that makes those things. It's just that a lot of like the tools, the research tools, biological tools used in medicine, they make sense through evolution. If the evolutionary principles were not true, none of those we would not understand why a lot of that works. We would just say it works
Germ
that way
theory
because
would
it works
be
that
out
way.
the door.
Yeah, and you wouldn't understand where to go looking for the next thing. You can't.
Right.
Without a solid theory, you don't that explains why something is. You don't have a good reason to ask appropriate questions. You can't make predictions about what you're going to expect to see.
Yeah, these
So,
things like these science branches of science that all these creationists just throw out, they are powerful because they have predictive powers. It
that's
actually
exactly
is.
it.
It's informative and explanatory to the point where we can actually go explore and go beyond our current understanding based on those principles. And if those principles were false, as all these like troll comments make, we would not be able to do any of this. Science
Yeah.
would not be able to progress.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the Big Bang theory. You know, it came along. The Lemaitre, the priest, predicted the Big Bang, and then what came as a result of that is a prediction that there should be a leftover view of a fireball that occurred there, and yeah, no one had any reason to think that such a thing would exist. Absolutely none, except for the that it fitted with that theory. And
The
soon as we looked, there it is, exactly what was predicted to existed where it was expected to, and you just go, as a
the Vatican
that's powerful.
Observatory is one of the best and oldest observatories in Europe. To give you an idea, Hardy, I had a
Well,
personal.
Hardy's, I think, gone, by the way.
Yeah, I already went to bed.
Hardy
Oh,
har
no.
har.
But
I
what's
was-
interesting? Oh, sorry, Blood.
No, I was just going to tell him, I had a personal tutor for 7 years, and he believed in science. But,
Well,
a Christian
And-
brother.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys do believe, have to believe in science because they are posting on the internet that's made possible through science. All the technologies. So unless they're like living in some backwoods.
By Jesus, and but if you look closely enough in the Bible, it'll be there.
Well, maybe that's why Florida can't find the link because he doesn't
It's not
believe
in
in
the Bible.
science.
He doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know what verse to find it in.
Yeah.
But what is
Need to-
fascinating is if you remove the scientific method, all right, cool. Let's just bonk ourselves on the head and completely forget it for just a moment. But you ask these creationists, okay, what is your method for determining that your creation myth is the right one out of all of the other possible creation myths? And it all comes down to a matter of faith. But then you ask them, okay, so then how do you know that your faith is better than any other faith? Like, is there any objective standard? And if you don't have that objective standard, then you don't have a way for actually knowing something, whereas the scientific method does. So
No, you're completely wrong.
Oh, please tell me.
Objective standards come from the Bible.
Oh,
So
yeah,
the Bible
yeah.
says it's objectively the correct tool. So,
Okay.
That's why slavery was okay, but not okay now
yeah,
because it's
because
objective. Because that's what
My-
objective
my
means,
bad.
right?
Yes. Objective means sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's not.
Right.
My bad. Thank you for educating me on that. Just that's the
All
part
right.
I just find endlessly fascinating.
Oh, can we not discuss Ken Ham at all in any
No.
possible way?
No. I will find no comfort in that.
Ham and eggs.
Wait, it says it's because of this joke from Tuna Man.
Oh.
Ham and
Oh,
eggs.
cool.
Ham and eggs walk into a
Ham
restaurant,
and
not
eggs,
bacon
yeah.
and eggs.
Yeah, ham and eggs walk into a restaurant.
But who's the eggs?
Because, who is it? Which one of the
I have,
English
I
ones
have.
do the ham and eggs? Is
Yeah.
come on, brain. It's not braining.
Hmm.
Pelagia. See,
Oh,
have the ham and eggs.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
that
think
might
you're
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Apologia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the
Yeah. By the way, the John Cohen, his channel, I have started watching
I've
his
been-
videos.
I remember this,
I like it. I like him.
Yes, it's rather
I am a
good.
member of his fan club, honestly.
The musician John Cohen.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I like the Britishness.
He is extremely mellow unless I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen people try to rile him up so bad, and he just sits there and just dissects them so calmly. Every once in a while, he
I
will get.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I do notice that he's using that whole King David thing, where God raised up trouble in his house,
Yeah, yeah.
which I feel like I don't know necessarily, but it seems like it's kind of coming from deconstruction zone, Justin. So
I I think most of the arguments or responses to theistic arguments are the same because it's just after
A lot of
200
them.
years, there's just only so many ways you can say no.
Yeah, I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of them are the same things. I mean, they all work if you know how to explain it to a person, unless that person's just a brain dead idiot.
And I mean, the two things I am starting to hate is um, objective. If a theist comes out with objective
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
quantum, those are my two. No,
Yeah,
if you say
the
those
quantum
within,
woo,
yep, I'm
the quantum
yeah,
woo woo woo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I do believe in objective morality, but not from a
not the
normative
way
point of view, but from
theists.
a
Uh,
meta-ethics point of view.
yeah.
So yeah, not in the way the theists are saying.
Epistemologically objective, I would say. You can't have ontologically objective. There's no evidence.
Well, objective in the sense that it's stance independent because there are stance independent principles that are driving kind of the explanations of
Ah,
why some things are moral or not moral. So
I'll
not objective, like I
It's
said, in a normative way where we say that
yeah, no,
a
yeah.
specific
It's
action is
not in the
always,
typical
moral.
scientific way. It's more in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
resultant.
here's a way I look at it. You have subjective frameworks, but objective ways to uh, carry out
Yes.
those subjective frameworks. Excuse me.
You
Yeah,
can measure
it's
things
the whole
objectively.
chess thing analogy, right? Where the rules of chess are arbitrary in a sense, but
Yeah,
once that rules are there, whether you are adhering to those rules or not is objectively determinable.
exactly.
Or,
That's the
or
best way to put it.
beauty. Beauty is the other one that I like
Oh
to bring up
yeah,
Or truth.
because the standards obviously change and they change throughout time. But you can say, well, this is beautiful because X, Y, Z. You know,
I think the best. I think that's the this common phrase best sums it up. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Sure.
yes.
Okay, I'm not sure if we're gonna have time to.
This video
what
is
this?
sponsored by Ren.
Oh yeah, he
Welcome to
does it
Follow
every
G.
once in a while.
Okay.
I just wanted to
was a
give that
good one.
little. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. All right, so I am going to end it here. This was actually every week. I think we don't have like much to talk about, but we
Then we
find
run
something
long.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we run out of time. So this was fun. But before I go, I do want to kind of post my own comment because. I mean, I do feel like atheists are really guilty of this. And, we say God doesn't exist. We are obviously trying to deplatform God. So, yeah,
Yeah.
atheists are really guilty of that.
Yeah, you shouldn't
So
shouldn't keep inviting him on people's shows.
Here, I'll be a
Because
bit of a.
because he
I
never
was going to
turns
invite
up.
him on this show, but nah, screw the guy.
He
That's
never
what I'm gonna
turns
say.
up.
He just keeps
Hey God, come on this show. Let's see if you exist. Come on.
yeah dial in.
Yeah,
So-
remember
If you
to
can
hit the
find the
like.
Oh
link.
yeah, what is going on with Smoochy? I guess he's kind of dropped
Yeah, he's-
off.
It's
I mean I can understand it. So
Yeah, we
The-
all
the-
we all have a life. Well,
the
some of us have a life.
weather's been a bit wild down in Tasmania, and him being a professional firefighter, and paramedic.
As opposed to an
is-
amateur.
Yeah.
That's
But
when you
there
just
are
run
some.
into the flames.
I mean, there
Most
are
of
volunteer
Australian
firefighters.
They tend to burn their hands when they try
Yeah.
and punch the fire.
but,
A mate of mine
that-
used to have a dog that used to bite fire. It was a stupid dog.
Yep.
I've heard dogs before. I knew some people who had dogs that would do that.
He'd also bite tires, like literally. Particularly loved the scooter tires.
Oh, yeah.
He'd bite the tires. I came home one day and he's got blood off his nose everywhere. And go, what the hell happened to Doofus? And he said, yeah, he got out. He got out and wouldn't come back. And then Bernie had to go and get the scooter, start that up, and go get him. And then he'd chase the scooter and bite the tire, and he got run over like 20 times on the way home.
I had a pink and grey galah that used to bite through the motorbike tyres till I learnt. I will admit it took me 4 or 5 times before I learnt to move the bike. So I don't know who was dumber, me or the bird.
Craig.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit the like button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, comment,
Thanks
and
everyone for
subscribe.
staying on. And
Yeah.
thanks everyone for being on. And we will talk to you next week.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
I'll be well.
Bye, y'all. See you
Bye.
next week.
Remember to stay gay.
Challenge your beliefs, let the silence break the silence, shake the faith. Truth survives, the heart is quick. Hold to truth, no more opaque. Reason's voice, it sings so clear through fear we hear. Cut through the noise, dissolve the fear. Rise above what you revere. No more shadows dressed as truth. Light reveals what lies uncouth. No more chains disguised as proof. Reason frees the mind uncouth. Let the evidence ascend. This is fallacy's end. Scriptures written in disguise, veiling men in holy lies. Faith without a place to land, truth that crumbles when it's scanned.